Today I'll teach you 3 alternative transitions that you don't see every day done in Adobe Premiere Pro. So I decided to make this tutorial because I love making transitions, but I didn't really see a need for each of these transitions to have each of the individual video. So I thought I'd just put them into one as 3 alternative transitions. The first thing I'm going to do is come over here to my project, click on New Item, and then click on Adjustment Layer and hit OK. I'm going to take this adjustment layer here, drag it on top of our sequence. I'm gonna go 1.5 seconds to the left of our first transition. In this case, it is 1 second and 15 frames, and I'm gonna drag my adjustment layer here. I'm gonna do the same to the right, which basically means that this transition will last for 3 seconds. I'm gonna search for an effect called Offset. It is this one here under Distort, and just apply that. I'm gonna go to the start of my adjustment layer. I'm gonna enable keyframes on Shift Center too. I'm gonna go to the end of my adjustment layer. And I'm gonna change this one here, the X coordinate, to 20,160. And that is a huge number, but this basically means that it will go through 10 rotations of the clips. As you can see. Now I'm gonna add a directional blur. Just apply that. I'm gonna change the direction to 90. I'm gonna put the blur length to 100. Enable keyframes on blur length here where our cuts meet. Go to the start, put the blur length to 0. Go to the end and put the blur length to 0 as well. So we will have a ramping blur length as our transition keeps going, and it will peak here at our cut. Lastly, I'm going to search for an effect called Posterize under Stylize and just apply that. This effect basically just like decides how many colors I'm able to go through. I want to put this one to, I think, 50. And again here where our cut meets, I'm going to enable keyframes on level, go to the start, put it to 255, go to the end and put it to 255. So currently we get this thing going on here. And I mean, this doesn't look too smooth, but we can fix that relatively easy. I'm going to select both of our keyframes and Shift Center to temporal interpolation, ease in, temporal interpolation, ease out. I'm going to do the same thing for these two here, ease in, ease out, and do the same thing for these two in the bottom here. Ease in and ease out. These middle ones here, I'm going to select those and click Bezier. I'm going to open the graph editor now. Just make it scale up quickly. If you can't see the bars, just extend your adjustment layer a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing for the blur length so it kind of matches the graph above. Change it to linear, I think. Same thing with this one above, or below, I mean. Something like that. Let's see how that looks. And all of a sudden we actually have a really smooth transition. But anyways, let's create the next transition. So this next transition here is kind of like a split slide transition. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate my second clip that I transitioned into twice. So I have 3 clips stacked here. Then I'm going to drag them one above here. And the clip, the transition is going to last for approximately 2 seconds. So from where the cut is, I'm going to go 2 seconds to the left, just like so. I'm going to drag these ones over here. That's nice. This point here, I want to search for an effect called crop and apply that to the top clip here. I am going to just hide these other ones underneath so I can see what I'm doing. I want to change the bottom here to 67. I'm going to apply another crop here to the one in the middle. Put this one from the top to 33 and the bottom 33. Now you can see these together make up the entire thing. I'm going to apply another crop here on the bottom one. This one will be cropped from the top with 66. All right, that's nice. Now I'm going to search for an effect called Transform. Under Distort and just apply that. I am going to click off Use Composition Shutter Angle and put the shutter angle to 180. I'm going to go to the start here and I'm going to change the position here to -1960. Enable keyframes and go to where you want the transition to end. And just reset the position. So now we got this thing going on here. All right. I'm going to select both the keyframes here. Temporal interpolation ease in, temporal interpolation ease out. I'm going to go up to the middle here. And again, we're going to play around with the keyframes here just to make it ramp up a little bit. I like that. So something like that. I'm gonna copy this transform here, put it on the clip underneath and the one in the middle. The one in the middle though, I'm gonna change the starting point from negative 1960 to 2880. So we kind of get this thing coming here in from both sides, and I think this looks nice. And that is the second transition. And this last transition here I want to show you is kind of just like an alternative to a dip to black or dip to white transition. So I'm gonna again drag here my adjustment layer, drag this on top of our clips, go 1 second to each side. Something like that. I'm gonna go 1 second to the right as well, and just trim the adjustment layer. I am then gonna search for an effect called brightness and contrast. This one here on the color correction, just apply that. Where our cuts meet, I'm gonna put the brightness to negative 100 and the contrast to 100, and this would give this really trippy, like kind of completely exploding the colors look. And I'm gonna enable keyframes on brightness and contrast, go to the start of the adjustment layer, just reset it, reset the parameters. I'm gonna go to the end and do the same thing here. So now we have the keyframes here where it ramps up. And as you can see, it kind of acts like a dip to black, but it gives a little bit of a different look because of the brightness and the contrast. And I think this looks really cool, and it, yeah, as I said, works kind of as an alternative to those classic dip to black and dip to white transitions. But anyways, that was all I had for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, then please make sure to like and comment on this video. Also, please consider subscribing if I helped you. But anyways, take care guys, bye bye.